Alright, so today we're going to go over primary and secondary sources. You need to know this because in any field you're going to be doing academic research, you need to know the difference. So we're writing a paper later on about the precursors to the Revolutionary War, and you're going to have to do some research. So here's a little handout on primary and secondary source differences and how you can tell the difference. Here's a piece of paper. I want you guys to read this and go and take notes if you need to, because we will have a worksheet we're going to go through right after this based off the information you're reading. We're going to give you guys about 4 more minutes. Actually, we'll do 3 more minutes. You guys done? Perfect, okay. So this is just a little handout we're going to do together. This is based off of what you just read here, so use these clues you guys took notes on to figure out whether these are primary or secondary sources. So who wants to read the first one out loud? And we'll fill this paper out together.
I will.
Alright, go
A
ahead.
play showing how Benjamin Franklin flew a kite during a lightning storm.
Okay, so on the answer side, you write down whether it's a primary or a secondary source. So you either write a P or an S. So what do you guys think?
I think it's secondary.
You're a secondary source. Go ahead and write an S down in the number 1.
Is it?
Yep, why is it a secondary source?
Because it's showing how he flew it. It's not him. Is it him?
Yep, exactly, because it's not a first-hand account, right? It's a play. So it happened after the fact, and you're describing what happened in that period. Okay, you want to read number 2?
Yeah. A short story describing Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla's electrical battle.
What do you guys think? Primary or secondary?
Secondary.
perfect.
Anne Frank's diary describing her life during World War II.
Primary.
Exactly. Why is it primary?
Because it's her.
She wrote it
Yeah.
Yep.
firsthand.
Yep, exactly. She wrote the diary. Okay.
A cartoon showing how Pocahontas met John Smith. That'll be second.
Yep. Awesome.
A textbook describing the civil rights movement.
Yep. Why is that secondary?
Because it's describing something like someone else happened, yeah. They can do it.
Yep, exactly, because it wasn't written in the time.
Yeah. A news report about the opening of a power plant.
That would be secondary?
Nope. Only other one option. It's primary. Why is it primary?
Because the person writing it is, I don't know.
Exactly, because the person's doing the news report at the power plant, right?
Yeah.
So he's having firsthand experience, right?
Yeah.
So it's a firsthand account, so that makes it primary.
And why does secondary say may include radio or television documents?
Because that would be something, it can include that, but that would have to happen after the fact. And you're looking back on what they would say is a primary source to get their information.
Alright.
So your secondary sources always get their information from primary sources. Right, what were we on?
Not sure.
8. No, 7. 7.
A scientist explaining what it was like for Buzz Aldrin to walk on the moon. Secondary?
Yep, perfect. You guys are nailing these.
A YouTube video describing how the pyramids are built, that'd be secondary.
Yep.
An interview with Alexander Graham Bell about how he invented the telephone. Primary?
Yep, why is it a primary?
Because he was the one who did it.
Yep, and you're interviewing him, right? Perfect.
A radio broadcast from the day the Soviet Union launched spot from its Sputnik. was
Sputnik?
That would be. Sputnik?
Yep, yeah, you're right, primary. Why is it primary?
Because they're doing like the person's learning it.
So like a really easy way to find these out, or to like a term that's used is from the time or when it happened. So if you can pinpoint, like, so this is saying a broadcast from the day the Soviets launched Sputnik, then that tells you automatically that that happened in the time. So that'd be primary. Okay, 11.
An autobiography about the 40th President Ronald Reagan.
This one's easy, right?
Secondary?
Oh, primary.
Oh,
But it-
auto.
Yeah, he wrote it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I forgot what autobiography was.
A book describing Christopher Columbus sailing to America. That would be second.
Yep. 13.
A famous artist painting of what cowboy life was probably like. Secondary?
Yep, perfect.
A journal by a cowboy about the cattle drives from Texas to Kansas. That'd be primary.
Yep. Because
He's writing it
Yeah.
for the cowboy.
it's a journal. Perfect.
Ooh. The United States Constitution. Primary?
Yep, perfect. Good job. All right, so what I'm going to do here is,
I know, me too. It probably would come easy.
I'm going to pull up an article real quick, and I want you guys to tell me whether it's primary or secondary. Okay. So this article, Americans mark Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day with service, projects, and calls for change. Okay, what type of source would this be? Can you tell by the title?
Oh, if it's primary, secondary?
Yep.
Yeah, it's secondary,
Why is it secondary?
because the Americans are doing it, not Martin Luther King.
Yep. The people that have written it weren't alive, or maybe they're alive, but they weren't at the events that they're describing. They're describing everything from secondhand knowledge. And that's how you tell the difference between primary and secondary sources.